Hey everybody, John Swift here with another storm tip for you guys. So what we're looking here as, of course, the freezer. And my technique lately, since the last storm when we lost power temporarily, and then a lot of my neighbors lost power, is the problem is that you couldn't get ice to, like, if your power went out, you don't have a freezer, your food lasts, I don't know, a day or two. You know, it'll stay cold as long as you don't leave the refrigerator open, you know. But after that, it's just room temperature and you can't do anything with it unless you can get ice. You could put ice in your refrigerator and use it as an ice box. If you look up on Google or something and you look up, you know, antique ice boxes, what it was a big insulated box with a giant block of ice in it, and that's how you kept. It was called an ice box. That's how you kept your things cold, because there was no refrigeration. I guess we're talking about before the 1930s, I'm not sure. So what I did since the last storm is I've got all these water bottles full of ice. So they're basically just like ice blocks. So if I needed to, I could take all these bottles and stick them in a cooler if ice wasn't available. And like I said, that the last time we got hit with a hurricane and the power went out, that was the issue, is nobody could get ice for days and days and days. And by the time ice became available, the power was back on. So I've kept these bottles in here, and also these, whatever these are, freeze pops, in here as a precautionary measure. There's also some other yucky stuff in there too. I gotta clean that out. So if this freezer were to stop suddenly, these ice blocks would keep it cool, just like a cooler would. So I also took this 1 gallon and froze that. So that's a big block of ice. And I've got some other various, like I said, ice bottles in here. And if you think about it, if you had, say, maybe if you had a good sized freezer and you took maybe like 5 or 6 gallon jugs like this one and put it in here, it would, wow, listen to that noise. This jug is making a weird noise, like the air escaping or something. That was weird. Yeah, but you can picture, you know, if you minimize the amount of food in your freezer, and then you put 5 or 6 big blocks of ice in there, it may keep that cool in here, cool enough to keep your food in here. It may not be freezing temperature, but what I'm saying is it's essentially a big cooler, like you just have a cooler that you buy from the store. It would be an icebox cooler. So that's just one thing I think that's a handy tip, and that's something I learned from the last storm by experience, is if your power goes out, you're eating beanie weenies and canned foods, because you don't have any power to cook unless you have a barbecue with you know, but that eventually runs out too, depending on how long you lose your power. If you lose power for 2 weeks, how long is your propane going to last for cooking food? You know, and you can buy sterno and stuff like that too, but I think that's just a great idea. So like I said, year round, I keep these in here. And then when storm time comes, I just get these big gallons. You know, if you buy a big gallon of water, you know, you get them for like 99 cents, and then you can just freeze them up, and it's just a big block of ice. So I just thought I'd share these tips as I think about them, going through there, to help you guys out, help the people out that are obviously facing some power outages and are gonna need that. Ice is very important. Plus, if you get really hot and you don't have air conditioning, you can actually just stand right in front of the cooler. You could get a few minutes, just get a little stool and just stand in front of the cooler. But this is a working technology that you know, from ages past, that actually worked, where you just have a big block of ice. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys out, and I hope you guys stay safe during the storm. We'll see you later.